In the heart of a cosy living room, where the fireplace crackled with a gentle warmth, Tom the cat was lost in a peaceful slumber. The soft, glowing light cast long, lazy shadows across the room, creating an atmosphere of perfect tranquility. Unbeknownst to the napping feline, a tiny adventurer was about to embark on a grand mission. Jerry the mouse, peeking out from the safety of his mousehole, laid his eyes upon a magnificent prize resting on the kitchen table. It was a giant, delectable cake, its frosting glistening under the warm light, a cherry perched perfectly on top. A look of unwavering determination crossed Jerry's face. He knew he had to have a piece of that sweet masterpiece. With the stealth of a seasoned engineer, Jerry began his ambitious project. He scurried around the house, gathering an assortment of everyday objects: a spool of thread, a thimble, a rubber band, and a spoon. His tiny paws worked with surprising speed and precision as he constructed an elaborate pulley system. The camera would focus on his expressive face, a mix of intense concentration and mischievous glee, as he tied knots and anchored his contraption. The goal was simple yet audacious: to lower himself from the ceiling, snatch a slice of cake, and retract back to his hole, all without disturbing the sleeping cat. The scene was a masterclass in silent comedy, highlighting the mouse's ingenuity and his single-minded pursuit of confectionery glory. Just as Jerry's plan seemed to be reaching its climax, disaster struck. A critical knot in his pulley system gave way, sending the spoon clattering onto a stack of pots and pans with a deafening crash. The sudden noise shattered the peaceful quiet, jolting Tom from his deep sleep. His eyes snapped open, instantly alert and filled with a familiar sense of irritation. Seeing Jerry dangling precariously near the cake, Tom let out an enraged yowl, and the great chase was on. The once calm atmosphere was replaced by a whirlwind of frantic energy, the camera work becoming fast-paced to match the chaos. The duo tore through the kitchen in a blur of fur and motion. They scrambled up the floral-patterned curtains, their claws snagging the delicate fabric, and zipped across a clothesline in the backyard like seasoned acrobats. The chase was punctuated by a series of classic gags that escalated the mayhem. In one moment, Tom, in his blind pursuit, slammed headfirst into the refrigerator, getting his head comically stuck inside. A moment later, Jerry, finding himself cornered, cleverly used a slippery bar of soap as a miniature surfboard, gliding across a puddle of water to make a clean getaway. The lighting became bright and energetic, illuminating every madcap moment of their high-speed confrontation. The frenetic chase eventually led them into the cluttered confines of a garden shed, a chaotic repository of tools, old furniture, and forgotten junk. Here, amidst the organised chaos, they paused for a final showdown. Grabbing whatever was at hand, they faced off in a comical duel. Jerry brandished a tiny screwdriver like a rapier, while Tom wielded a large garden trowel as a makeshift sword. The clanging of metal on metal echoed through the shed as they parried and lunged. The conflict reached its slapstick crescendo when Tom, in a moment of overzealous aggression, took a clumsy step backward and planted his foot squarely on the head of a forgotten rake. The handle of the rake swung up with incredible force, smacking Tom squarely in the face and launching him backward into a large, spring-loaded trap meant for catching garden pests. With a loud sprawling, the trap activated, flinging the bewildered cat high into the afternoon sky. A final, wide shot showed Tom soaring through the air, a comical expression of surprise on his face, until he became just a tiny speck disappearing among the fluffy white clouds. Back on the ground, Jerry stood triumphantly, dusting off his paws. He calmly walked back to the kitchen, and as the scene faded, he was seen taking a massive, well-deserved bite of his hard-earned slice of cake, a satisfied smile on his face.